Hi, welcome to a special edition of Cooking School. I'm Chef David Jones. Usually I'm at Georgian College, but this week we're in Moose Factory, Ontario, which is up on the south shore of James Bay. So cooking's not only cool, it's pretty darn cold. I brought a cast of characters you probably recognize from some of our other shows, and we're putting on some special functions and providing training to the staff here at the Cree Village Eco Lodge. I'll be right back and we'll show you just how cool cooking can be. We just got on the train in Washego and left at about 10:30 this morning. We should get up to Cochrane at about 7:30 tonight. It's a long train ride to get to Cochrane. Then we're going to spend the night at the Station Inn in Cochrane, and then it's going to be another 5-hour train ride from Cochrane up to Moosonee. Once we get to Moosonee, we'll pick up some vehicles and drive across the frozen Moose River to the lodge on Moose Factory Island.
The expectations we don't know about. It's knowing what food products are available when we get up there, and to create this menu, which is going to be a healthy item, well, or items, and so that's going to be quite the project when we get to see what's there.
It's a spectacular place, you know, staring out on the ice road and watching the vehicles cross it, and you know, the sky is beautiful and blue. It has a character all its own. And the Eco Lodge is a wonderful place to stay. The rooms are nice, comfortable, and I'm looking forward to seeing Greg again and the staff in there and seeing what they've been up to the last year. So
they find the easier route to go to the grocery store and the greasy spoons.
yeah.
Well, even when they cook at the restaurant, they go for the hamburgers and the hot dogs and the poutine. That's not
the
good
French
for
fries
them.
beyond it.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest problems right now in Canada is the diabetic rate. It's gone up 79% in the last 5 years. It's doubled what they planned on or expected to have the rate go to, and it happens to be in a native population even higher rates. So it's all because we've changed their natural diets from the way they used to have it years ago when they lived off the land. And so they used to have a healthy diet. Now they've changed completely around and got into a non-healthy diet.
You know, you also have to consider that a more healthful diet has a wider variety of flavors and textures and colors and all kinds of different things, and that becomes more interesting if you take the time and effort to produce it and cook it in a proper manner.
I think one of the difficult factors for the lodge is staff turnover. So the training of staff to be able to do this type of food, as soon as they get one trained, they seem to lose them. So they must have a difficult factor there in that process.
And I think that's always the challenge for us here, is to find ways to get people to see themselves with new eyes. Because I think for the most part we see something like cooking or preparing food as a, you know, an isolated act for family and friends, but we don't necessarily see that as a public reflection of our values or of our culture to other people. We might do it amongst ourselves in the community, but I think that's the transition that we need to make, is to say, we can do this, we do this anyway, but if we're going to do this for people who normally we don't interact with or don't share a meal with, what is it that we need to say about what we're doing here to make that, you know, something that's of value to us, and then, you know, part of the exchange of the sharing an experience.
Our plan, going to Moose Factory, was to not take up any menus, not take up any recipes, not take up any ingredients. We were going to source ingredients from the local grocery store and put together a nutritional menu based on what we could find there. That was the plan. Well, as we found out in Moose Factory, nothing goes according to plan. At about 10:10, we found out that we were doing lunch for 12 people at 11:30. So without knowing the kitchen, without knowing what was available, we scrambled and put together a nice menu that's going to be ready at 11:30. Well, we have the soup. You're just going for 3 courses for lunch? Just a soup, a main, and a dessert?
And yeah, I guess.
What do we have for proteins?
We went to one of the guest rooms to strategize. We wanted to try and come up with a menu. We had a very short amount of time. We didn't know what was available, what food was in the refrigerators or the storage areas. And we sat down and we just bounced around a few ideas to see if we could come up with something for lunch.
Shall we go on a scrounge and see what's in the fridge?
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Chefs?
Good day.
Good day.
Good morning.
Chef Roy found all the ingredients to make soup for lunch. He sweated off some bacon, some carrot, celery, onions, added some diced plum tomatoes and let it simmer, added some seasonings, and ended up with a beautiful dish ready to serve. Chef Monty added some lemon zest to add a little bit of zing to the dressing. We used 2 kinds of cheeses on the pizza, shredded mozzarella and some grated parmesan. The pizzas were very nicely topped with some grilled vegetables. We had onions and peppers, a zesty tomato sauce, the cheeses, and the roast chicken that was sliced up into strips placed on top. Bonnie came up with a simple dessert. She found some blueberry sponge, added to that some yogurt, and garnished it with orange segments.
We'll be right back to show you how it all came together on Cooking School.
It's time to pot up.
Lunch started with Roy's tomato and bacon soup. It was a big hit. The flavor of the bacon came through with the tomatoes, and the soup had a really hearty texture that really was nice on a very cold Moose Factory day. We used pita for the shell of the pizza. We accompanied the pizza with a heart of romaine with blackberry vinaigrette. Bonnie sprinkled some granola around her dessert that added a nice crispness and color. It was a real team effort. Everybody chipped in to help out.
Chef Roy and I thought we could rustle up some real indigenous ingredients. We went out in the bush this morning to see if we could rustle up something for lunch.